Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Green here and welcome to another video. So over here we're going to take a look at a few fights and then we're going to take a look at the rewards from boss Nightwing. First up, we're going to open up with a Confluent Sacrament fight against Grid. As we know, Grid is a very annoying fight to fight because he is immune to pretty much anything, and the only way you can take this dude down is through brute force without using crit or lethal, and that's gonna be King's job pretty much for the most part. And yeah, in terms of artifacts, we have a Firebox on Dr. Fate because I want to be able to do an infinite combo over here, and we're not losing many passive stats from not having that. Because what we could have done is like put a level 1 Trigon Staff and got like 4 more key attack for Confluent Sacrament, but that's gonna be enough. Level 6 Sword of Solution on King and level 3 Sword of Sin on Shazam. Yet again, that's only in there for the passive stats. And yeah, what I'm hoping here is to either lock him with Dr. Fate into the infinite combo or lock him with the special trio of Confluent Sacrament. Granted, we're going to get enough power generation from the Sword of Salvation. And yeah, overall not a great experience against Grids. I just hate the fact that this fight is not hard in terms of mechanics and in terms of having to play better. It's just hard in terms of some numbers tell you you're not gonna deal much damage. But yeah, it is what it is, and we have to get this over with to get to Nightwing, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is another interesting one that I wanted to show you because CATWOMAN is yet again one of the more troublesome bosses. And something that I've seen, and you guys might have seen as well in my previous videos about how to beat all the bosses. The dude that I was using the footage from was using this team over here, and I thought that I would give it a go. Obviously it was a mistake because I should have first used Confluent Sacrament team, because now I'm stuck in a situation where I will have to either use this team until the end, until this boss dies, or I'm gonna have to take the L and play King and deal a little bit less percentage damage with a special tree. But yeah, the base line of this team is that you keep both characters alive, both Entangling Poison Ivy and Heartbreak Harley Quinn. You have the Heartbreak Harley Quinn dealing dot damage because of the EPI passive, and she's able to stun boss CATWOMAN with her special too. So in theory, you're going to deal a decent amount of damage, but sadly you can't control the tag-in, so you'll have a lot of dead times in between where EPI will be tagged in. Level 3 Sword of Sin on EPI and level 6 Sword of Salvation, or 7, I don't know, honestly, I think it's 7, on Heartbreak Harley Quinn. Yet again, EPI just for the passive stats and Heartbreak Harley Quinn to deal some damage herself with her basic attack hits. That will also help power generate for these special 2s. And if we play it perfectly, we're going to be able to do like 2 special 2s into 2 combos per tag-in. But again, if we play it perfectly, last tag-in was not the most optimal, so sadly that didn't happen. And yeah, there's a lot of that time where you just sit in there with EPI just doing some hits. Heartbreak Harley Quinn in over here, I think I did it perfectly. Okay, combo in there, another special 2. Into another combo in there. And yeah, there we go. That's the perfect cycle in theory. And I was expecting a little bit more damage. And don't get me wrong, Heartbreak Harley Quinn is pulling out some solid values. But what I underestimated is how much time out of the fights EPI eats by getting tagged in. We're basically having 1.5 minutes to fight CATWOMAN and more like 1 minute to deal the damage, because a lot of it requires setup at the start. We're going to mess up sometimes. So yeah, this team is definitely something you can use here, but at the very least, please use Confluent Sacrament and don't do the mistake I did, because you are not gonna get away with 1 or 2 pips. Of course, unless you have crazy high level solid artifacts, or if you have I mean, I also have Raven, but I decided not to, but Raven plus Confluent Sacrament team is going to be a pretty useful team to use here. Another thing that I could have done, but didn't think at that point, and I think I was too lazy to predict the tag-ins. I could have tried to stun with EPI special 3 right before Heartbreak Harley Quinn would get tagged in. So we would get that first stun from EPI, but that's not gonna be the case, sadly. And we messed up there at the end and lost 1 cycle of dot. Now EPI gets tagged in, and I wanted to go for a super move, but I got interrupted. So yeah, not the best thing in the world, but at the same time it pulled a decent damage for this fight, 100 million. And now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited fight with boss Nightwing. We're going to use Raven plus Black Manta. Again, keep in mind I'm still on vacation, so I don't have the most optimal conditions to play. And this is going to be a team that requires no mistakes, and that's sadly not gonna be the case today. A little bit of a spoiler there, we'll mess up a few times. And something that really annoys me, they really need to do something to fix the things showing up on the right side of the screen. I have zero care for how long his healing will be disabled, I have zero care for how long he will be power slowed, and I have almost zero care for... Actually, I have zero care for the dot from the past. The only thing I care is the Beta Club dot and the Raven Darkness. But right now I can't see the Raven Darkness, it just doesn't show up there because they only got 4 spots and they show the most useless stuff. Like, fix this, please. So yeah, we have Beta Club on Black Manta. We're going to have the level 6 or 7, I don't know, Sword of Salvation. On Raven, Beta Club is level 6. And yeah, pretty much the name of the game. Finally it shows up, lads. Finally we got the Darkness to show up. So yeah, we pretty much are trying to get my boy Black Manta to full stacks and then reset the Beta Club. Right now we're trying to reset here. Will take some time indeed. And there we go, resetting from a jump attack, and oh boy, that's a 7 million dot damage. So yeah, that's gonna be good enough. But sadly, an unfortunate event unfolds here, and I by mistake tagged my Raven in. I mean, not by mistake, I did that on purpose. I was like, I'm gonna reset the Darkness and I'm going to definitely survive this, but she didn't, she died. But that's fine because the Darkness will last us just a little bit longer. We got off our super move while the Darkness was still active, and we got plenty of dots while the Darkness was still active. Now that has gone, our dot damage has decreased quite heavily, but at the same time at 1.3 million is going to be more than enough, I think, to finish off the Nightwing. So yeah, even though Raven died, something that would be like game ending in some other fights, in this fight she did well enough to the point where we were able to kill this dude. And honestly, to an extent, I messed up there, almost died, by the way. But yeah, to an extent, this was maybe even better than if she would have survived the super move, because if she did, she would have depleted all the Darkness. So I think those last few seconds with max Darkness were quite valuable. And there we go, 27 seconds left, not even close, lads. So yeah, Raven's sacrifice was definitely worth it, let's say. Nightwing is down 1 pip, and I finally got something useful, because on this account, if you guys are unaware, I like left it alone for 2 years, and then I came back and the arena was too hard, so I never really bothered with the arena on this account that much. I mean, I can get Elite 4 now consistently, but I didn't bother. And I was actually missing some shards from my boy Multiverse Flash, and I was thinking about building the Multiverse team eventually. So I guess that's a good thing. We finally did it, lads. We finally got a character that's useful. It's been so long, I can't believe it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the video. Dislike it if you disliked it. Maybe hit that bell button. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.